It's game 2 of the Belching Beaver Baseball Series. First game of the year went terribly wrong, so we can only go up from here. This game is a back and forth battle, and ultimately one swing of the bat changes the entire game. Let's go to the top of the first inning. Ted leads it off for the Beavers. Ted turns on it and hits a hard ball to the third baseman. He gets a cupcake hop and makes the throw for the first out of the game. Now Mike's up, and he hits a line drive over the shortstop's head for a single. You're going to be seeing that a lot from Mike, so get used to it. Next up, Dylan takes the walk with his patented lefty style. Now Derek's up, but this pitch goes to the backstop, allowing both of our runners to advance. We're threatening in the first. Derek swings through this off-speed pitch for the second out of the inning. Our fearless leader, Dean, comes up and he hits a soft chopper back up the middle, but he throws on the brakes once he sees the pitcher make the play, and that is the third out of the inning. The Beavers leave 2 runners stranded. We're now moving on to the bottom of the first. Corey's on the bump for us for the first time this season. Let's see what kind of day he has. The first batter takes the ball back up the middle for a base hit, but it doesn't take long for Corey to get his first strikeout of the season. He gets the second batter swinging with the curveball. The runner steals second. Number 44 is probably the Friars' best hitter. He takes the ball to the opposite field for a base knock and moves the runner to third base. But Corey gets another swinging miss for the second out. Now it's pitcher versus pitcher. Corey wins this battle with a ground ball. Isaac fields it and makes the throw to first base for the third out. That's a good first inning for the Beavers. Now we just need to score some runs. Corey leads it off for us in the top of the second. He's going to try to help himself out. He hits a little bloop to the right side and it falls in for a base knock. Any way we can get on, right? Now Isaac comes up and he hits another bloop shot to the right side, but this time the second baseman tracks it down and makes the play for the first out. Robbie draws a walk to give us runners on first and second, and I'm coming up to bat. I'm looking for my first hit of the season. The left fielder's hugging the line a little bit, and I hit a gapper. That's getting down, and it's going to score our first run of the season. But the left fielder makes a nice play to cut it off, and they throw me out at second. I was pretty mad at myself here because if I was running hard the whole time, I think I would have been safe. But the Beavers are on the board. It's 1-0, our first lead of the season. Raul and David both walk, which loads the bases with 2 outs. We have the top of the order coming up, and Ted comes up big with a base knock. That's going to score 2 easily standing up, and the Beavers are up 3-0. Mike gets a little bit under it and pops it out to the right fielder for the third out, but that's a great inning for the Beavers. Now it's the Friars' turn in the second. They get a leadoff walk, which is never a good thing. The next batter hits a little cue shot to right field. Mike's charging, and he almost makes a great play, but he can't quite hold on to it. The Friars have 2 runners on, and the next batter walks, so the bases are loaded with no outs. The batter tries a full swing bunt, and it's actually going to work. The run scores. Corey can't make the tag, but he does make the play at first base for the first out. Corey gets us a high pop fly. Derek's going to camp under that and make the catch for the second out, but both runners are tagging up, and one's going to score to make the game 3-2, and the tying run is now on third base. But Corey is able to limit the damage and keep the lead. He gets the final out himself, and we end the second inning with the Beavers leading 3-2. Dylan leads it off for us in the top of the third, and he goes opposite field for a base knock, and you're going to want to stick around to see what happens to him on the base paths. Derek strikes out looking for the first out of the inning. Now Dean's up. He pulls it on the ground, and it gets by the third baseman and the shortstop for a base knock. Now we have runners on first and second. Corey's up to bat, but it's Dylan's attempt to steal third base that has become the most popular moment in Beaver baseball history. I'm just going to let it play out for you.
Oh. Of course. Oh my God, it hit Dylan.
A few minutes later.
Dylan literally took one for the team straight in the knee, but he successfully stole third base in a close game. That's a big play, but the show must go on. Derek helps him off the field and then takes his place at third base. The worst part for Dylan might be that we didn't do anything with it. Corey pops it up in the infield for the second out. Isaac hits a grounder on a check swing. The shortstop fields it and makes the throw. And the first baseman makes a nice tag to end the inning. The Beavers are looking for 3 quick outs. Corey gets the first one himself. He fields it and makes the toss to first base. The next batter pops it up to center field. Derek camps under it and makes the catch, no problem. That's 2 outs. Number 44 comes up again. They steal second base on us. But then another opposite field hit comes to Mike. But this time he's on it. He makes the nice play for the third out of the inning. The Beavers don't do much of anything offensively in the fourth inning. Robbie leads it off and he strikes out looking. And then I strike out on, I think, a high changeup. And then Raul pops it up in foul territory to the catcher for the final out of the inning. Let's just move on from that. It's starting to rain a bit here in San Diego, but it's the Friars' turn to bat in the fourth inning. Corey walks the first batter. Then the pitcher comes up and he pulls it to right field for a base knock. Now there's runners on first and second with no outs. Another lefty comes up and hits a grounder to the right side. David makes the play at second for the out, but now there's runners at third and first. This breaking pitch gets by Robbie and it's going to the backstop. The runner's coming home, and for some reason he jumps over the plate. He loses his helmet, but he's still able to come back, touch home, and score easily to tie up the game 3-3. But then Corey bears down and he jams the batter for an easy out, but then he walks the next batter. But it's number 4 on the Friars whose swing changes this entire game. Corey elevates his fastball over the plate and he turns on it. He gets all of it and hits it over the fence in right field. I watch it go over the 300-foot fence. But we're just a bunch of old guys using wood bats, so that's a legitimate home run in my book. And it's absolutely devastating for the Beavers. It's a 3-run shot, and that makes it 3-6, and the Friars now lead. We get out of the inning on the very next batter. Corey gets us a pop fly to center, and Derek's going to make that catch. But the Friars did some serious damage in the fourth. David leads it off for us in the top of the fifth. I think the Beavers are a little shell-shocked after the last inning. David swings and he fouls it off his own ankle. He's been playing baseball his whole life, and he told me that's the first time he's ever done that. But David's a trooper. He walks it off and gets back in the box, but it's hard to recover after that. He strikes out on the very next pitch. We're back to the top of our lineup, but the Friars get out of the inning quickly. Ted pops it up in foul territory. The first baseman makes the catch. And then Mike hits a grounder to the shortstop. He fields it, makes the throw, and that's the third out. Oof, that was a quick one. We're going to have to score some runs to get back in this game. Corey starts the bottom of the fifth inning strong by striking out the first batter. The next batter comes up and hits it right back up the middle for a base knock. And then this batter also hits it right up the middle. If Dean drank more milk as a kid, he would have caught that ball. But now we have runners on first and second with 1 out. This one's hit to the right side. It's just a dribbler, but it's kind of in no man's land. Mike fields it and makes the flip, but everyone's going to be safe. I got to give the Friars credit here. This is good base running. They score all the way from second on that one to give them 7 runs. They're now leading us by 4. Here's an interesting defensive play. The batter hits a little bloop to Mike. He's not quite able to make the catch, but the umpires don't call an infield fly, so we're able to double up the Friars at second and third to get out of the inning. We needed that one. Dylan gets us started in the top of the 6th with a base knock to right field. I think he's a little bummed he has to run to first base after taking that knee shot, but he makes it there. Derek follows it up with a base hit of his own. He drives it into left field just beyond the reach of the shortstop. Dean's battling with 2 strikes. He puts the ball in play, and the third baseman fumbles the ball, and Dean beats out the throw. Everybody's safe. We now have bases loaded with nobody out. This is our chance to get back in this game. Corey hits a grounder to the second baseman. They're going to try to turn 2 on this one. But Corey's able to beat out the throw, and Dylan scores, making it 4-7. It wasn't pretty, but it got us a run. Isaac sits on a breaking ball and drives it into left field for a base hit. That's going to score Derek easily, making it 5-7. Robbie comes up and he hits a grounder to the shortstop. This could have been a double play ball, but he fumbles it and everybody's going to be safe. We've got bases loaded again, and I'm coming up to bat. This one hurts because I had a chance to tie up the game, but instead I strike out looking. I was not happy about the call, but that's baseball. Raul comes up and he also strikes out looking. This was a terrible call in my opinion, but the Friars get out of the bases loaded jam, and we only managed to get 2 runs back. Corey's day on the mound is done. Raul's coming in to pitch. He has a good quick inning despite walking the first batter. He gets a pop fly to left field for the first out. And then on the next batter, he gets a ground ball. We tried to turn the double play, but we end up only getting the lead runner, but that's 2 outs. The next batter hits a pop fly in foul territory on the third base side. Isaac makes a nice play off camera. He makes the catch at the wall, and that's the inning. We're going into the 7th. Let's see if the Beavers can get some more runs. David leads it off, and he draws a walk. Then Ted comes up, and he hits a fly ball to right field. The catch is made for the first out, and David has to go back to first. Mike comes up, and we have a bit of a close call with the GoPro, but we're fine. Everything's good. And then on his next swing, he hits a base knock. The Friars decide to take out number 24 and bring in a new pitcher to face Dylan. But he walks him, and that loads the bases with only one out. And Derek's coming up to bat. He's a big guy, and he's got some serious power. Derek gets 2 strikes on him. He swings at this curveball and hits it to the third baseman, who makes a really smart play here. He tags the base, throws it across the diamond for a double play, and just like that, the Friars get out of another bases-loaded jam. The 7th inning doesn't go great for the Beavers. Raul plunks the leadoff batter in the back, and then the next batter pulls it to the right side. Corey can't quite handle it, but he hangs with it, and he makes the play at first for the first out. And then Raul walks the next batter. But then we get a pop fly, and Ted makes the play in left field. He comes up throwing to third base, but the runners aren't going anywhere. The next batter hits a little tapper to Raul. He fields it, bobbles it a little bit, makes the throw, but the runner beats it out. And according to my replay, the umpire made the correct call. He was safe. The bases are now loaded, and this is where the Friars make us pay. The batter hits it back up the middle. Dean makes a valiant effort, but he can't make the play, and 2 runners are going to score. That makes it 5-9. Raul's able to get us a fly ball to right field, and I make the play for the final out. But now we're in a big hole, and we only have 2 innings to get out of it. But it's not going to happen in the 8th inning. The Friars get 3 quick outs on us. Dean and Corey both ground out. And then Isaac makes solid contact. He hits it to the opposite field, but it goes right at the right fielder. He makes the catch. Now it's the Friars' turn to bat in the 8th. Fortunately, we're able to have a pretty quick inning, and we hold them. First batter hits it to David, makes the play for the first out. Next batter hits a hard grounder to Dylan at shortstop. He fields it, makes the play, and that's the second out. This batter hits a chopper to Isaac at third. He makes the long throw, can't quite get it there, and so he's going to be safe. They've got a runner on, but then Isaac immediately redeems himself. The batter hits it on the ground. Isaac moves to his left, fields it, and makes the flip for the third out. We're now going into the 9th inning. This is the Beavers' last chance. Robbie leads it off for us. He hits it back to the pitcher, who makes the play and throws it over to first for the out. Now I'm up and I have 2 strikes. I give the shortstop the most routine pop fly you'll ever see, but he just takes it for granted and drops it, and I get to first base. Maybe we can get something going here. This is a men's Sunday league after all, so anything can happen. Raul grounds it to the second baseman, and the Friars could end the game right here, but the shortstop throws the ball away, and we still have life. David comes up and hits a chopper to the third baseman. Is this going to be it? No, he throws the ball wide, and David is safe. Now we have runners on first and second with 2 out. We're back to the top of our lineup. Ted hits it hard back up the middle. The pitcher deflects it, and the shortstop tries to make a nice play, but his first baseman can't bail him out with the scoop. Isaac's hustling home. He's going to score to make it 6-9. Mike's coming up. He represents the tying run. He hits the ball on the ground, but unfortunately the Friars are finally able to make a play to end the game. They gave us so many chances, but we just didn't get the job done today. If you enjoyed this video, throw us a like, leave a comment, tell your friends and family. All of that helps. We have some fun games coming up, so make sure you're subscribed. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one.